Have you heard about the new law in town? Here in Sweden, since the 1st of January, we are not allowed to throw away any kind of textiles in the ordinary garbage. And the thought behind this is of course good, but it's causing all kinds of problems, and for us who sew, it is maybe even worse. We are left with an ever-growing pile of fabric scraps, too small for any serious projects, but we're not allowed to throw this away. Of course, you're allowed to bring it to a recycling center and dump it into the textile container. You're actually required to do so by law. But the system for handling this is completely overwhelmed and not working. So, what to do with all these things? Well, let's see them as a resource instead. I decided to create a thing, a portrait in the form of a brooch. Brooch? How do you say that? Textile ornament, yeah. But beware, I am lousy at portraits and actually faces in general, so adjust your expectations here. And why not take a guess? Who is this? Well, this is the perfect inspiration for a project like this. This is the queen of punk and upcycling herself. I am adding a crown here. Of course, she has to have a crown, and I had the perfect golden fabric for that. And the fact that I had pinned these curls made it very irritating. The thread kept on twisting around the pins all the time. So irritating. So while I was sewing her crown in place, I realized it was already falling apart, unraveling. The threads weren't holding it together. So I brought out the glue. PVA glue or Elmer's glue or wood glue is really useful when you work with fabric. You can use it to stiffen fabric, like, for example, making your own canvas. And I think it's going to work out pretty well. And would you know, it looks perfect. The sharp corners of the crown hold their shape really well, and no threads are coming loose, and it doesn't look white at all. This worked absolutely perfect. I also made a small test piece of the same fabric, and I'm trying to push a needle through. No problem at all. So I'm going to be able to bejewel this crown later. But now it's time to paint the face a little bit. I'm bringing out my crayons. I've had them for a long time. I love them. They are water soluble, and they are called Neo Color 2, and they are from the brand Caran d'Ache. And the scary part begins. It's time to paint the face. As you can see, I am not drawing directly onto the face with these crayons. I am drawing on a piece of cardboard and then transferring the paint on a wet brush from the cardboard to the face. And yeah, this was scary and it didn't go well. It looked blotchy and strange, but we'll wait and see. When it's dry, it might be better. Fingers crossed. Meanwhile, let's bring out the jewels. I have several boxes of a collection of pearls and sequins, things like that. Most of it, I have no idea where it came from originally. But we need jewels. And now I am bringing out my big bag of turquoise leaf-shaped sequins. And easy to cut into another shape. Okay, while I keep on adding jewels here, let me tell you about this lady. She started the whole punk movement back in the 1970s, together with her then partner, Malcolm McLaren. She was revolutionary from the beginning and kept on questioning the fashion industry for decades to come. She certainly believed in using fashion to make a statement and to inspire rebellion. She's also the one who said, "Buy less, choose well, and make it last." Later on in her career, she became a fierce environmental activist, working hard to raise awareness about climate change and overconsumption. And she is the sole inspiration behind the capsule wardrobe I started working on a couple of years ago, when I was planning a trip to London together with friends. I wanted this wardrobe to be a bit alternative, using elements of recycling and repurposing things. Not particularly extreme, not going all punk. I also totally based it on the colors red and pink, and I love those two colors together. So she is of course the perfect inspiration for a project like this, the queen of punk and upcycling herself. And don't ask me why I spontaneously decided to make a portrait of all things, but I do love textile ornaments. Brooches. I think I got that one right. But now, on screen, I am putting the final steps into this brooch. I didn't go back and change anything about painting the face and so on. It doesn't really look like Vivienne Westwood, except I think I got that sort of square neckline correct, but the rest is just a vague suggestion. It's mostly that curly orange hair that reminds you of her. So it's not really a portrait. Anyways, I started putting a white backing onto it, and I got pretty far with that one before I realized it was too flimsy. That was some kind of cotton, and also the white was shining through to the along the edges. You were seeing the white too much. So I picked out some black felt, and I'm sewing it onto the backside of this little brooch. And I'm actually pretty happy with the shape of it. And as I think you saw, I've also put in a little bit of stuffing, a bit of brown fluffy fabric, but very little. It has almost no three-dimensional shape, except for the jewels, of course, the pearls and the little sequins I put on the crown. How do I attach this to my clothes? I do it with the safety pin from the backside. You know, there are brooch pins that you can buy and sew onto the backside. For some reason, I don't like them at all. I prefer safety pins that are pinned from the inside of my garments. And you might say that that is not a very elegant way of doing it, and it doesn't really look finished and proper. But hello, this is about punk. It's not supposed to be elegant. And this is just the way I like my brooches to be. And one of the final steps that I actually did, that I didn't show on screen, was to take tiny little pieces of these sequins and sew onto her face as her eyes. That makes her eyes stand out and maybe look a little harsh. But I like the shiny, glittery effect of the sequins, so I'm quite happy in general with this little brooch. And now it's time to show you the final reveal. And I picked one of the windiest days this summer to film this. And my hair, well, everything gets just messed up. But I think you can see little Vivienne properly, so it will have to do. So here you go. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned for the upcoming parts of this capsule wardrobe series. So enjoy!